Guys, welcome back to part 2 of our card making 101 episodes. All right, so we have our base card cut. And now what we need, we're going to set that base card aside because now what we need is our actual card that we're going to be working on. So to do the face front or the base front or the card front of the card, I'm going to use the Nina Bright. Now again, I use for the base the 110-pound cardstock, premium cardstock by Georgia Pacific. So for the base, I'm going to use the 65-pound Nina cardstock. I could just use another, I could just use the sheet that I use for this. That would be easier, but, and they're like two different colors, aren't they? This bright white, I guess it's whiter, but is this as thick as this one? They seem pretty similar. Okay, we're just gonna be all fancy like the rest of the card makers on here and be all extra and just yeah, cut these and make 4 card fronts. So okay, so apparently I need to cut this in 4 pieces. Now of course I do the folding so that I can see sort of kind of where the cut needs to go. I need to learn how to figure out better how to measure this. I don't know. I don't have time for all of that. I don't have time for all the measuring, but I can't see this. So I am going to just wing it. Hopefully this is straight. I don't know if this is straight. Is this straight? Oh, no, that's not straight. Okay, I can't. I'm just going to score this maybe so that I can see it better. Oh, my goodness, guys. I'm having a hard time. It's still fun. It's still fun. Okay, I don't want to really score it just yet, but okay. Maybe I need to put a little mark, a little pencil mark where it should go. Yeah, that'll help because I can't see it. That's better. That's so much better. Yep, that is what I needed to do. Now I guess that's straight. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Come on. I hope this is straight. I don't know how to make it straight. Well, that looks straight up there, but this doesn't look straight down here. Whatever. Okay, we'll figure it out later. I don't have time for all of that extra stuff. Yes, that was straight enough. Okay, so let's fold it again here. Ooh, it's so hard being me. Okay, let me get my pencil again. I need to watch me some more videos to see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay, so come on. Is that straight? Oh, that's how I can see if it's straight. If I'm line it up with the cards, with the lines. Are they inside the lines? Yes. Okay. Go down. Yeah, that works. Okay, we're learning this, guys. We're getting this. Okay, so I'm just going to sit this piece of paper over here because I have my 2 card fronts. And that's not quite flush with that. That's a little bit off. That's a little bit off. Okay. So that needs to be cut a little bit. Wait a minute, does it? Yes, it does. Just a little bit. Okay. Is that straight? I don't know. I guess it is. Okay. I think that's straight. Yeah, that's straight. So I'm just going to use 1 blade. Ooh, yeah. Did I? I don't think I did that well enough. Did I? Okay. No. Okay, I see why they get the, like, the non-permanent adhesive so that they can stick it together and see what's going on. Okay. So let me straighten this up. Is that straight? Goodness, why do I keep asking you guys, is that straight? Is that straight? Is that straight? Okay, I think that's it. I think that did it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that did it, guys. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so we have our card base made. Oh boy. Okay. This is going to be interesting. So I'm going to just put this, put the card base to the side. And now we're going to work with the front of our card. And I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, so my sentiments. I know for sure on my card base, and by the way, the type of card that I'm making is a sympathy card because a good friend of mine lost someone in death. Actually, she lost her husband. So I am making her a card. And I know on the front, I would like to put one of our favorite songs on the front of the card. So I'm going to put the song. I'm going to put some little notes. And I'm going to use this set, and I'm going to use that little music note right there. So I guess I can just open these on up. I'll just set my card base right there. I'll set it over there. Okay, so let's open. Ooh, I'm so excited, guys, to start getting into these and start making the cards. Okay, I'm tearing the thing open. Not like it should be torn open. Okay, so let's open this one. And I think I'm going to use that note and maybe a couple of the borders and that rose for sure. And I know I would like to put like a bunch of flowers. Do I want to do flowers or butterflies? I want to do flowers and butterflies. So don't know. We're just gonna go at it. Just go for it. Okay, how does this one open? I guess I'll just rip this open. And there's my 10mm block. Why does this have sticky stuff on it? Is this supposed to come off? Oh, yeah, that's supposed to come off. Is this on the other side too? No. Is there one on this one? I don't know, but I know I better go get my baby wipes. Have close by. Okay. So I can put my pencil up. Okay, I have my blocks. All of my blocks here. I know I'm going to use this stencil, Made with Love, and the 100% handmade, and then I'm going to put Made with Love. So I'm going to use those later. And on this one, which sentiment? Oh, Good Things Ahead. I wanted to use this. Well, I can move these out of the way because these are going to be on the back. The Good Things Ahead is going to be in the middle, I think. And then the flowers and butterflies are going to be somewhere. All right. So I'm going to be using these letters here for the front, the rubber stamps. Okay, how do I get into this thing? There we go, right there. Oh, okay. So I wish they were just like, I wish there was like a better way for them to be in here, because I would like to store them. Probably don't want to store them back in this container. I don't know. We'll see. The large letters. Now that's better. Why weren't those in like a case like this? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. Now I like this being in this little box like this. This will work. Okay, so I would like some type of watercolor background or something. So, okay. I'm thinking, guys, we're thinking on the fly. We're figuring this thing out. So I decided to try out the Bria Reese watercolor brushes, glitter brushes, and I did a swatch of them to see how they look. And this one's supposed to be silver, but it's not. And I'm trying to get the glitter out of the tip end of it. You know, so as you saw in that swatch, it was supposed to be like a silver color, but it ends up being a kind of a reddish, bronzish looking color. Kind of a pinkish bronze. So we will see. Well, you will see as you see now. So I'm just putting this all over the paper because I really wanted to do some type of background. And I probably definitely should have used the watercolor paper as my card front. But I didn't know. I didn't figure it out because we're figuring this out together. So we're just putting some watercolor on the paper. Well, not really watercolor. I guess it's watercolor because it's a water brush pen, and I think that's just glitter ink that's in there, because you can refill this brush with the Bria Reese watercolor ink, the glitter ink, or probably the regular ink, because on the package it says that this brush is reusable. You can put more ink in it. So it's just like the Wink of Stella ink or Wink of Stella pen, how I've seen like on YouTube where people are refilling the Wink of Stella pens, so they're actually brush pens. So these aren't tutorials for the most part because I'm just winging it, guys. Winging it, just trying to make something decently nice. And here I'm trying to make like a gradient. I'm trying to pull it over so that it can, like, I didn't want it to be that whole color. Like, I didn't want the whole card front to be that color because I wasn't really feeling that color. I kind of was like over it. So I went got my Stardust, Starry, whatever they're called. The Kuretake, Starry Dust, Starry something. You know what they're called, I think. But anyway, we're starting out with the darkest gold. I don't know why I didn't gradients it more, but it works out at the end. So I'm just laying down this color, working this watercolor in. I wish I had just only used this palette, but of course you don't realize what you should have done until things are said and done, so to speak. But I can't complain. For this to be my first card, I'm not mad at it. It was still able to be wrapped up and packaged up and given to my intended recipient. So just going over some of the lighter spots that I missed. Well, not missed, but that are kind of drying clear. Well, not clear, but a little more transparent than I'd like it to. But at the end, it kind of ends up looking like a wood wash, which is pretty nice. It doesn't quite, it looks glittery, but like a glittery wood. I know that's kind of odd, but that's what it turns out to be, looking like glittery wood. You know, I'm all about that sparkle, so I like a glittery wood. So now I'm going to go in the next lightest color. Now I'm actually trying to get a little ombre effect here. Trying to get it to transition a little bit better. So just kind of working it. But I'm just thrilled with, you know, this card making hobby. this new venture. And what's so beautiful about this, guys, if you don't know this about me, I'll start a hobby like full throttle, okay? And I don't know if it's just in my DNA or I don't know, ADD, something, but I'll get not necessarily bored with it, but my enthusiasm, as you would say, would cool off for it. So then I kind of move to the next thing. But fortunately, adult coloring, it's like the mother of several different hobbies. So guys, this is how we're looking. It's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. I really am. I'm liking what we got going on here. So, anywho, cleaning off the brush because I don't want to cross-contaminate my next color because I'm going into a lighter color. So, I don't want to put that darker color into my lighter color. And by the way, I'm using a Jane Davenport water brush to do this. I thought about using my regular paintbrush, but I was like, no, I don't feel like going fill a cup of water, fill up a cup of water. Yeah, I'm lazy. No. But anyway, as I was saying about the adult coloring is like the mother hobby, and there are other hobbies that shoot off of that one, you know? So your shoot off hobbies are, of course, card making. You can pretty much use all of your adult coloring supplies in the card making hobby. So I thought that was like awesome. I didn't have to go out and buy like a whole new set of items, although I got quite a few items new, but I plan on using that stuff in my adult coloring book also. So it's not a total card making ventures only. I was about to say solamente. I was about to get Spanish up in here, guys. You know how it is. So it's actually for the adult coloring also. I'm not leaving adult coloring by any means. It just has cooled down and kind of my interest has it jumps around, guys. I'm sorry. I cannot stay focused on one thing. It's just rough for a sister. But anyway, yeah. So card making is one of the offshoots of adult coloring. You can use so many of the same supplies, which is awesome. The next hobby is, let's see, card making, scrapbooking. Scrapbooking. You can use a lot of your same items, utensils, tools, goodies with scrapbooking. Also with journaling and junk journaling. So you can use a lot of the same items that you use for adult coloring because usually, the people that do these other hobbies, they're usually an adult colorist also. The other thing that a lot of people do that, offshoots off of adult coloring is planning. They use a lot of the stamping and different things, pens, markers, colored pencils, all that good stuff in planning. So you have like all those different hobbies that offshoot from adult coloring. And yeah, so I have offshot into card making. I always, liked card making, but never really had the material to make it, to make them. So by getting into adult coloring, that just kind of, that sparked something that I already wanted to do. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm trying to kind of like blend my lines. I didn't want like a super, super harsh line here. So I'm kind of going back in to try to kind of blend in that harsh line of that very harsh color transition. So trying to do that there. Trying to pull a little of that gold over into that one. So it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. So I'm going to just have to take, you know, that initial color, that silver slash whatever in the Bria Reese. You got to shake, 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 shake these guys, because you see how it's all stuck in the tip, you know, at the bottom or whatever, or at the top. It's just, yeah, that gets kind of stuck. But anyway, going back over this, and I'm glad I did because I like the kind of darker color. And I'm having a hard time getting this ink out to flow the way I want to. I don't want like a big blurb to just splat out on me. I want it to kind of come out controlled. So I'm trying not to squeeze too much. So I'm getting it done, getting it on there. And the great thing about this, guys, is these glitter paints, they dry pretty fast. I was very surprised and shocked and amazed at how fast they dry. All right, so now let's, yeah, that's looking a little bit better. Well, that's looking a lot better. I like it. It's looking kind of like golden wood to me. Oh, look at that sparkle and that shine. I'm not crazy about the streaks. That's kind of why, oops, my baby wipe got a little gold on me. It wasn't quite dry, so now I gotta fix that little part that I put down there. I said it dries fast, but not that fast. It still needs a little help drying. So just clean my brush and put it up, and I think I'm done with my starry colors. So there we have it. That's my base. And I love my background. I love playing with the backgrounds and things. So awesome. So here is my heating tool to help speed up the drying time. And yes, guys, it is a blow dryer, okay? I heard someone in one of their videos were like saying, you know, don't use a blow dryer. I think it was someone in the actual like Ranger videos. I don't know who it was, but they were like, don't use a blow dryer because it will blow your ink everywhere. And I was like, what if you put it on like a low setting, like what about that? Well, a blow dryer totally works, guys. Let me tell you. It totally works. I have it actually on a kind of like a cool slash warm setting. And yeah, it blows your paper around a tiny bit, but you can work with it. Well, I can work with it, okay? I did not spend extra money to go buy a heating tool. Hey, I don't need every single doohickey that that's needed in the card making world. Uh-oh, come back. So, yeah, the Dollar Diva is always going to find, the bargain way. I am not like I'm not a big spender just by nature, but I do love my bargain shopping. It's therapy for me. It's therapeutic. Retail, talk about retail therapy. Yes, guys, shopping is retail therapy, but if you can't afford it, you know, I feel you can always afford retail therapy because you can go out there, bargain shop, find you something for $1. You can find 100 pennies on the ground. Well, 100 plus tax if your area charges tax. So you can go find 108, 109, 107 pennies and go to the Dollar Tree and buy you one. Look around and find you one thing that you absolutely love, okay? But yes, the retail therapy helps me to cope with everything that I go through. So, yes. So, guys, I have my acrylic block here. This one is I think this one is the medium size one. So, I'm going to use the music note. No, that one's the large one, and that one that I showed you was the small one. Well, the medium size one. So I'm just kind of positioning like where I want, trying to figure out where I want my different designs. Now I wanted to use this beautiful rose, but yeah, I kind of wanted it laying sideways and then I wanted it laying down, but then I was like, yeah, this is a sympathy card. I don't want the rose to be like, oh, dead rose is laying down. I mean, it would have been cute and all, but I didn't like the connotation that it had along with it laying sideways, or I wanted it to like stand up on the side, but it was going to be just not enough room, so that's like the hardest part I think of card making. Card making is super simple. Super simple, super easy. But the hardest part is positioning, finding your position on the stuff, on the card. Where do you want things to be positioned? How do you want them to be positioned? So I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So what to do with this rose? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. I'm just like, Rose, what are you? No, I really, really want this rose to be on this card. I'm just like, think, but it's fun. It's fun to try to figure things out. It really is. It's really fun. So I ended up getting the, what do you call this? Like the side um banner, like a corner design. So yeah, I gave up on that rose. I was like, no, Rose, you're not going to work for me. Not today. So now I have to find my inks. Which inks am I going to use? And this is where I was kind of like, oh, these inks are not what I expected. So I was going to use these inks here from the Dollar Tree. These little square. I like it because they're little and square. But as I look at them, there was no color on the package. But as I look at them, they look blue, dark blue. So I'm like, no, I don't want dark blue on here. I want something like black or dark gray or something. So that I wasn't gonna take that risk of having navy blue on there when I did not want navy blue on there, right? So I have to go in my stash of coloring inks. I got all of these from, was it Amazon or eBay? Amazon, I think. Yes, it was Amazon. Like 12 different ink colors. So you can really tell that they're like super cheapy inks. Like the ink quality. I'm getting to know like the different qualities in this. So I think the brand is Crafters. I probably would not repurchase these. Not probably would not. Well, more than likely I would not. So this is supposed to be the black. Let me zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better what I am doing. So I'm taking the smaller stamping block and I'm putting my corner design on here and trying to see where I want to position it. Now I just need to ink it up and stamp it. First stamping, here we go. Now it comes out not really in opaque black, but more of a grayish, like a slate gray type of color. So I'm going to put the other one in the other corner. And I think that came out pretty good. That bottom one came out a lot more opaque than the top one. So I don't know why, but okay. So I'm trying to clean my stamps as I go. So I think it's looking pretty good so far. But you get dirty hands fooling with this stuff, guys. You get all messed up. But that's okay. I like getting dirty. I don't like getting dirty. Let me take that back. I don't mind getting dirty. So now I'm just trying to get all of my stamps together so that we can continue the stamping process. And I think I'm going to use, well, I know I'm going to have to use the bigger stamp, the medium size stamp, the 7 centimeter one, because that little beady one is just too little. So I'm going to get this little music stamp out of here, this little music sign out of this set that I got from eBay, this clear stamping set that I got from eBay. And I also want to get this little bird that's carrying this like little heart flower. I think that'll add a very nice special touch to my card. So I just took those out and put them on my little tiny stamping block. Arrange them how I want them to be. And that's how I'm going to have them. So now let's get our music sign stamp and go ahead and ink that one up. Figure out where I want it. I'm still trying to work with that rose, guys. I mean, I really want to use that rose, but I'm afraid if I use it, I'm not going to have enough room for my lettering, for my sentiment. So Niecy just put the rose down. Just I didn't want it to be too full, just too crowded. I didn't want it to be too crowded, too much of a card crowded, right? So I had to put the rose away. So let's ink this stamp up. Let's ink it up, guys. And these stamps are not very juicy at all. None of my stamps were very juicy. They all were kind of like not really dried out. Well, the Dollar Tree stamps were dried out. So I need to either figure out a way to re-ink them, reactivate the ink, or go get, some alcohol ink and just, make my own or something. But I like the way that stamp came out. But yeah, the ones I got from Dollar Tree were super dried out already. Like, I didn't have them very long, but they were dried out. So, but I'm not mad. It's whatever. What can you expect? So as I go, as you see, I'm cleaning all of my stamps. I'm trying to keep them clean because I don't want the ink to, settle on them and stain them too badly. So now I'm going to get my words, not my words, well, yeah, my words, my letters, and start off with my sentiments. And I kind of wish that it was kind of difficult for me to use these letter blocks because as you're going to see, I should have wiped the sides of the letter off, like of the square, so that, the whole thing wouldn't get stamped or so I wouldn't push down too hard or whatever and the whole thing gets stamped. But I'm going to get a different ink. And I kind of wish I had stuck with that same ink, but here I am trying the Jot. Don't buy these, guys, unless you want to buy a dry ink pad. All four that I bought were dry, okay? I mean, all the way bone dry, not a ounce of ink in it. But I think I saw somewhere on YouTube where it says you can reactivate ink pads with just rubbing alcohol. And here I am struggling, trying to, like, what? Am I doing something wrong? What? No, Niecy, it's dry. I mean, completely dry. Look at that. Nothing. Oh, well. Okay. So now I have to find another ink pad. I should have just stuck, like I said, stuck with the one that I had. That black crafter square one or whatever the name of it is. But it looks like a slate gray to me. But I choose one that's supposed to be slate gray. And that's the ink pad dye. And it wasn't impressive. It wasn't juicy. I'm sure ink pads are supposed to be juicy, okay? It was just kind of like blase, blase. So I finally got the J down. And you see what I mean by like the top of it. I should have wiped that off, but hey, this is our first go round. We're figuring things out together, okay? So now I'm going to get these small and just finish on up with my sentiment. Now, I don't know if there was a better way that I could have figured out how to make my lettering more straight. But I mean, I was happy if it wasn't straight because the look I was kind of going for was kind of shabby chic slash kind of not so, you know, super critiqued in what I was doing. I kind of wanted it to look handmade, you know? And of course, that's another way of saying I wanted it to look not professional because I am not a professional. But that's okay. I'm just saying I'm loving how it's coming out, guys. I don't know, but I like it. I'm liking it. I'm loving it like McDonald's. I'm loving it. But I don't know if I could have maybe lined it up differently. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. No complaints, no complaints, no complaints. And I really like this gray, this acid gray, because it ends up being like if you turn the card, different ways, you can barely see it, and then other ways, like um other places you turn the card, like sideways or something. Now, right here, I figure out, okay, now I need to be cleaning off these sides. You can turn the card, oops, and then we had an earthquake shake of the camera. Sorry. You can turn the card different ways and you can kind of see it less, and then other ways you can see it more. So it's kind of like a delusion card. I don't know. I like it. I like it, guys. I keep saying I like it like I'm trying to convince myself. But I'm not. I'm seriously not. I'm not trying to convince myself. I promise you. I really like it. I'm glad I didn't use the darker ink. I'm really happy with this one. Okay, so we're on a roll, guys. We are on a roll. So now you're about to see me just totally mess up, okay? Now, that word is supposed to be world. Now I have walled. And I was like, oh no, how can I change this? What can I do to fix this? I don't know. So I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to fix this. So yeah, just watch me. Watch me. I'm taking my starry, I'm taking that same gold color to try to kind of paint it out, but of course you see it's not working because apparently this is ink. This stamping ink is ink. And it's like, nope, this L is staying here for life. So I'm just gonna work with you guys. So you'll see what I do to try to fix this. So just give me a minute to figure out what I'm going to do to correct this. Okay. So I'm just going to, as you see, just make the whole thing uppercase. I'm trying to see it so I can line it up with that L. And there we go. With that lowercase L that I mistakenly put there. So see guys, it's fixed enough. Your mistakes usually don't warrant having to throw the whole thing out. Okay, so I'm moving a little bit faster with these individual stamps. It seems like they just take forever, but that's okay. They're getting the job done. They're doing what they were intended to do. I'm getting faster and faster by the word. Each word goes a little bit faster. I'm having a hard time finding the letter E because look at this weird E font. So there we have it. There is my sentiment. Now I am ready to stamp my little birdie and my other little tiny music note. I should have figured out where I wanted it before I inked it. Because the last thing I want is for it to just drop on somewhere. Just drop down somewhere and just not where I wanted it. So right there is the spot. Clean it off. Now I just want the other little music symbol. I want it in another location. And again, I should have cleaned off my stamping block before I stamped. I'm gonna learn. I'm going to learn, guys. Okay, so I'm done with the stamping, and I feel that this card is just missing something. I'm like, it's okay, it's all right, but it's just something is just missing. It's not necessarily plain, but it needs more. So let's see. And I found what it needs, but first I'm going to adhere it with my Craft Bond Elmer's glue runner, glue tape runner that I got from Walmart. And I'm reading the directions to see if I'm going to do it right because this is my first time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base. Adhere the card front to the card base. And this is like a pretty difficult part too because you got to get it like straight. And you can't, yeah, I'm like, nope, you can't remove it or it'll tear the paper. So it bonds pretty good. So I kind of didn't do it as flush, and See, it's kind of overlapping, and it wasn't, as straight as I would have liked it. So I'm going to have to take my paper trimmer and kind of trim it down. To try to make it as perfect as possible. But of course, it's handmade, so perfection is not required. And that first pass did not do it. Nope. Again. And I try to figure out how to get this stuff straight. I don't want to cut it, sideways, weird ways. But I'm getting it together. I'm getting myself together. So this cut works. Or at least it works well enough. So got that done. Now we have our card front adhered to our card. Okay, so put that up. Now let's see how these Faber-Castell texture gems work out. So let's try these and see if they can add any more visual excitement for us. And you have to remove the little protective cover seal that's on there. So get that done. And replace our top. And let's see what we can do here. Oh, that comes out pretty fast. Didn't really realize the thickness of this, or the smoothness, or whatever you want to call it, but it came out pretty quickly. So I figure, hey, just maybe a little textured flower looking thingy. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, let's try another one. These are kind of like your enamel dots, and they are really working. They are really adding a visual excitement to my piece. Huh, nice. So I just had to show you guys the packaging again because this is beautiful. Look at that, guys. Oh my goodness. So I think we need to do like a couple more. When you like something, you almost overdo it. Because you're like, ooh, if I just can put one more, then it'll be even better. Well, no, that's not always the case. Sometimes you just need to stop while you're ahead. So I'm going to get this silver one. I'm just going to remove the protectors off of all of them and just get all of them ready just in case. Now, what else does this need? How many more of these beautiful little flowers? And here I am trying to cover over that, that little error of not wiping off my stencil. So I start off by making like a little half moon. And then I mess that up. Little circles are together. And correcting it with the nozzle tip does not work at all. So I get my mechanical pencil, and it's good for scraping anything up just about. And I kind of try to just separate those lines, that little blurb, the little circles. Okay, so it's just that half moon above the J. I mean, I don't know. Should I have stopped there? It's kind of not working for me. I'm not really seeing the love in it. Okay, let me do another flower to distract myself to kind of think on that J. So what should I do with this J? I'm not loving it like McDonald's. You know what I'm saying, like McDonald's. You know the commercial. I'm loving it. Yeah. So we gotta work this J out, guys. We gotta figure this thing out. Let's just go ahead and make a whole little circle around it. Just give the J a little house. Make the J look like it's special. Okay, that's okay. I should have left it alone. And just did like the flowers and the little dots, by the corner edges. But it's okay. It's all right. That's okay. That's the finished product for the most part. So, guys, thanks for joining me in this. And here's the finished card. This is our finished product. And as you're going to see at the ending image, I kind of go back and kind of darken it up a little bit more, to get it really like I like it, like I want it, and I'm going to add a little more of the textured gems because like I said, to kind of hide that white area that's at the top because I didn't go all the way down like I should have. I didn't go all the way up, rather, like I should have with my carding. But hey, like I said, we're figuring this thing out together, okay? No biggie. I'm very happy with the results. I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. And I love the way the lighting changes. It changes in the lighting, different lighting. It changes how it all looks. It can look like wood. It can look like, glitter. It's just, I'm loving it, guys. And I'm really loving these Faber-Castell textured gems. They are just amazing to the third degree. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a little bit more with these gems because I'm like, I should have stopped here. I should have stopped here. But like I said, you just you don't want to stop when something is like working for you, and those textured gems, Faber-Castell textured gems were like, they were working for me. I was loving them. So I put a couple of silver pieces on there, silver dots on there, but you'll see it at the end. So thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And as always, guys, happy coloring. Bye.